Guys, welcome to part 3 of Android architecture component, and in this tutorial we are going to complete our journey. So we are going to display room database record in our RecyclerView, add new record, update records, and even delete records. So let's get started. First thing that I'm going to have is ViewModel, users ViewModel. And here I'm going to have my view, users ViewModel, which is equal to ViewModel providers dot off. I'm going to give it this dot get, and I'm going to pass our class ViewModel dot class. So let's see, we have an error here, cannot resolve. Let's see the import. It's called ViewModel providers. So we need to add a new dependency. It's called extension. So as you can see here, let's see the dependency that has been added. So we have the RecyclerView, it was not there, and the LifeCycle extension. So for us to use ViewModel providers dot of this, we need to get a dependency, which you can see here. It's extensions, LifeCycle extension 220. So with this one, the next thing that I'm going to do is users ViewModel dot get all users dot observe new observer. Then I'm going to have a list of users, and I'm going to override or implement on change. So let's see expected to. So we need to pass context, which is this. Okay, so if users list dot size is greater than 0, then we are going to have users adapter dot set data, and we have users, and then we are going to have RecyclerView dot set adapter, and we have our users. Sorry, we have our users adapter. So let's learn our app and see what we have. We don't expect any data since we have not added any. So I'm going to close this one. It was used for preparation purposes. Close, close. So building, the Gradle is building. Guys, if you have any concern, you can just comment and I will respond. If you are new, you know what to do. Just hit the subscription button and stay tuned for more tutorials. So the Gradle is still building. Let's wait. Okay, the app is now installing. There we are, and we don't have any record here, so nothing is showing. So we are going to add a new record, and for us to add that one, I'm going to create a row here. Row add. Within it, I'm going to have relative layout, and I'm going to lab content. So I'm going to have text here, lab content. The text I'm going to have is user details. I'm going to give it a top margin of 10. I'm going to give it horizontally true to align it horizontal. Size, I'm going to give it a 16. Below it, I'm going to have edit text. And I'm going to have match parent, lab content, and the margin I'm going to give it of 20 and should be below ID TV details. Should be below TV details. And I'm going to give it a hint of using text. Don't need text for this. So I'm going to edit there. And finally, we are going to have a button. Lab content, lab content. Let's merge parentheses. The background color, I'm going to give it a primary dark. An ID, I'm going to give it add users button. Should be below ID id users. Id user should be below id user. I'm going to give this one a margin of 30. And the text, I'm going to give it is add. The color of the text will be white. So back to my main activity, I'm going to create a function, public void add user, and I'm going to have a final alert builder dot builder, which is builder new alert builder, and context is this. Then I'm going to have final view, which will be get layout inflator dot inflate al dot low dot layout dot low add. I'm going to have null here at the root, and then I'm going to have builder dot set view, and I'm going to give it view. Then I'm going to have alert dialog which is builder dot create. Then I'm going to find my views here. So I have button add user, which is view dot find view by ID al dot id dot add users button. Then you have edit text id users, which will be view dot find view by ID al dot id dot ed users. And finally, we have text view. Now have TV details, which will be view dot find view by ID al dot id dot TV details. And we have button add user dot set on click listener new view dot on click listener. Then I'm going to have here alert dialog dot show. So when you click this button, I'm going to check if edit user dot get text dot or not equal to null. Then we are going to have string username, which will be ed user dot get text dot string dot trim. And then I'm going to have my user view model. So we have user view model dot insert user. Let's create user here. So I'm going to have users is equals to new users dot set text, set username, which is now my username. And finally here I'm going to have users, and once you insert, dismiss this one. So I'm going to have a dialog dot dismiss. So here back to my main activity, let's change this one, coordinate layout. So we can only have constraints. Okay, let's see in our design. We need constraint. You have constraint, no coordinate layout. Let's see, layout, constraint layout. Okay, we can still have relative layout. I need fab button, floating action button. Let's add it to design. Floating action button, it's here, add to design. Okay. Add to design. Let's select this one, add, okay. So let's wait for it to finish. Okay, there we are. So I'm going to remove this one and put it afresh. So I'm going to have floating button, lab content. The source, I'm going to put a plus button. So let's get a plus button. So vector. And then I'm going to have add. Color, I'm going to give it white. So I'm going to give it source, add. Then I'm going to give it end. So I'm going to give it gravity, and here I'm going to give it end bottom. Then I'm going to give it a margin of 56. ID, I'm going to call it button add user, button new user. In this one, I'm going to have height match parent. So let's see why it's not going to bottom. Okay. Okay, we can change this one to relative layout. I wanted to use coordinate layout. I'm not sure what is happening. So this one, I'm going to say parent add true, bottom true. Okay, so ID button add users. So I'm going to go to my main activity, and I'm going to have floating action button, floating action button. Then I'm going to find it here. Floating action button is equal to find view by ID, al.id.add, not add user button, but button new user. So I'm going to have floating action button dot set on click listener new view. Then I'm going to show add user method. So let's learn this one and see. So guys, in this tutorial we have added low add user. This one contains this edit text, contains button, and even this text view. Back to my main activity, we have this method that will show this array that will allow us to add a new user. Finally, in our main activity, we have added this map button, which if the user clicks, we are going to show our activity, our alert dialog, and then we can add a new user. So let's first see what we have. So if I click new and say the user is learn, we have learn. If I say test, we have test. So I'm also going to add a decorator here so that we can be able to add a new line. Okay. Instead even of adding a decorator, let's put this one in a CardView. So we can have CardView. We have CardView, and I'm going to give it a background color of white. I'm also going to give it a margin of 10. Let's give it 5. You can even give it a corner radius of 2. Then within it, let's have the relative layout, match palette, lab content. So let's learn this one again. So the app is launching. There we are. We have learn, we have test. So the next thing that I'm going to do is listen to the click, and then we can have the read and insert and the update. So back to my adapter, I'm going to create an interface. So we are going to have fabric interface, click listener, and within it I'm going to have void update clicked. And I'm going to pass users, then I'm going to have void. So we have update clicked, and also we have the read clicked. And I'm going to have users. So in my adapter here, I'm going to pass click listener. Here I'm going to have so let's get another method, fabric void show pop-up, and I'm going to pass context and view. So let's pass view. So pop-up menu is equals to new pop-up menu, and for our pop-up menu we need to pass a context. So let's pass our view and context. Then we have pop-up menu dot inflate all dot menu dot menu, and then listen to the click pop-up menu dot set on menu click listener. We have new menu click listener, and finally we are going to have here pop-up menu dot show dot we have pop-up menu dot show. So what you are going to do here is have int id, which will be menu dot get item id. Then we are going to switch id. So for the first case, if it's r.id.update, then we are going to break. The other case will be r.id.delete, and we are going to break. So here I'm going to pass my users. So here I'm going to have clicked. Okay, let's get here. So we have private, click listener. So in this dot click listener is equals to click listener. So back here we are going to have click listener dot update create users, and when you click listener dot delete, and I'm going to pass users. This is delete clicked. Then we are going to display this pop-up here. I'm going to pass view, and also I'm going to pass view and users. So guys, what we have done here, we have created the pop-up menu that is going to display our menu, that is update and delete. And then we have added this interface that is going to listen when you click update and you click delete. So I'm going to go back to my main activity and extend our adapter, users adapter dot click listener, and this one will give me, so this is going to implement. This will give me two methods, that is update and delete. So when you click delete, you're going to have users ViewModel dot delete users, and I have users. When you click update, I'm going to show another pop-up. And for this one, I'm going to say update user. So this text, I'm going to have TV details dot set text update details, and even the button, I'm going to have button add user dot set text, and I'm going to say update, and I'm going to pass here users. Then these users, instead of creating new, I'm going to have users dot set username, and I'm going to have that one. Let's see. So instead of insert, I'm going to have update users. Here we are, dot, and I'm going to pass users. We have changed the constructor, so I'm passing this. Let's learn this one and see. So we are here. Let's see. When I click, we have the two pop-up. If I delete, oops, I didn't delete. Let's see. Something happened. It didn't delete the user model. So delete users. Oops, it should delete user. Then delete user. We have delete user, and here we delete user. So let's see. So if we say delete, the delete was successful. Let's return test. Now we need to update detail, and I'm going to have test 2. So this is all, guys. I hope we have achieved our target. It was a long tutorial, so guys, I will appreciate if you can give it a like or a share, and even when you subscribe. So thank you for watching. If you have any additional information, leave a comment and I will definitely respond to you. Actually, I'm going to use this task. I'm going to auto-populate this one. So guys, let's do this. The edit text dot set text, and I'm going to have users dot get username. Let's see. So if I decide to update, first it auto-populates and then I can update to what I want. Can add a new auto-population. Cool. And even you can decide to delete this one and delete this one. So thank you guys for watching. If you're new, remember to subscribe. If you have additional question, you can just comment below.